of a drums guide too. So this week I want to talk about DAWs. These are digital audio workstations. I think that's what they stand for. That's what I choose to believe that they stand for. Anyway, so this is more sort of for in the studio, I guess. It's for recording. In saying that, I do use them for chopping up samples and stuff like that. But I'm not here to say you should use this. What I am here to say is use what works for you. I mean, there's so much like debate about what's better, Pro Tools or Logic or I don't know, Ableton, FL Studio, or there's so many like DAWs these days. Even I work with people that use GarageBand. I think that, you know, there's everything is at a pretty good level, like, but it just depends on what you're using it for. So for me, I'm using DAWs mainly for recording drums and editing samples for gigs. So when I'm like sampling, using samples, I'll chop them up in my DAW, I'll load them into my machine. Those are the two primary things that I use DAWs for, and I personally use Logic, and it's not because I love Logic, I think it's the best thing in the world. What it is the best thing for me, and the reason for that is just I've used it so much. I just know how to use it. I'm very quick on it. I can use Pro Tools, but I also know that it would probably take me twice, maybe 3 times the amount of time if I use Pro Tools all the time. That wouldn't be, you know, I'd obviously get quicker, but I just think, well, hold on, it does the same thing for what I need it for. So why would I like waste my life trying to master another, not that I've mastered Logic, but you know, trying to master another DAW? It makes no sense. So even if, so I occasionally get asked to start projects for people in Pro Tools, and what I'll do is I just find a workaround. So I'll record the drums in Logic, and then I'll just import them into Pro Tools, and then I'll set up the project from that point, rather than, you know, slaving over Pro Tools, going, oh, well, I know how to do that in Logic. How do I do that in Pro Tools? Hold on, let me just look up on YouTube. By the way, YouTube, best thing ever. Yeah, so I think what you have to just think about is what are you using this for, and what do you already know? You know, I started out, when I very first started out, when I was a kid, on Cubase. That may be why I moved to Logic, because it is a similar kind of interface. Actually, I'm not, you know, I've been back to Cubase since, because I worked with a friend of mine who is one of their guys, and it is really good, but it just didn't fit with me. You know, when you sort of use something and you just think, yeah, this makes sense, this is kind of, you know, you have to look up some stuff, but it's not. It's fairly intuitive for me, for whatever reason, and maybe that means that I'm a complete imbecile, maybe it means I'm not a professional, I don't really care. I get the job done, I send out the things that I need to send out and people are happy with them, and you know, a bass line, a WAV is a WAV is a WAV. At least in what I'm doing, and that what I mean by that is, you know, 16 drum stems in WAV format, coming out of Logic is going to be the same as coming out of Pro Tools, is going to be the same as coming out of Ableton. What's the problem? Same with loading in samples to my machine, into my electronics setup live. It's like, are they 24? Are they 24-bit? Are they 44.1 kilohertz? Great, happy days. If it works, it works. So I'm just here to say, don't get caught up in the kind of battles of what DAW should I use. Just try them. Try out every one that you can, and just see what kind of comes naturally to you. What is aesthetically pleasing. What is, you know, just go explore. Don't get under the peer pressure of, you know, well, only professionals use this. Oh well, whatever. Just do what's right for you, and do it well. I think that's it. Just find out what works for you and find out how to use it in a way that is going to benefit you in the quickest way possible, most effective way possible, and whoever wants to argue with you, well, let them just go on their high horse, that's fine. Maybe they should get a hobby. Anyway, I'm going to go. This is a short video, but I just wanted to say that. Hope you're having a good day. I will be back next week with another topic. If you have any suggestions or questions, then please put them in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. All right, see you later. Bye.
The drum is gone too.